Hey guys, it's Amy, and welcome back to my channel. It's Friday the 13th, so I thought that I would just kind of do a short recap video of some of the deaths and sacrifices that we've seen so far this year in 2023. If you're new here, this is Gematria, and we talk about the practice of coding numbers into words, and it's an ancient practice. And there's four base ciphers. So your first one is just going to be A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, all the way through Z26. You're going to reverse it. Z is 1, A is 26, and then you'll reduce it down. So basically, when you get a double digit number, so if it's the 11th letter, it's going to be 1 plus 1 is 2. So basically, everything's just going to be a single digit forward and backwards, right? Easy peasy. So I just wanted to talk about the patterns that, when we do these videos one by one, everybody wants to think that it's just crazy talk and we're just number people. Sorry, my dog's barking. But it's like the the patterns are undeniable when you start tracking them, right? Which is why I started my blog a year ago because I wanted to track the patterns. They were happening so quickly that I wanted to be able to go back and look at them on paper. So we're just going to start with some of them. If you'll notice, I've got a bunch pulled up here to look at. And these are not all of them, guys. So if you're new here, these are not all of them. And we're just talking about 13 days worth. 13 days, right? That's it. So the year kind of started out with Pope Benedict dying. And we knew going into 2023 that this would be a big death year because when Yale is going to turn 322 years old and Skull and Bones formed at Yale. And where they're going to turn, hold on, let me type this. I can't talk into this. Okay, so where they're going to turn 322 years old this year, they're known as Order 322. And Skull and Bones formed at Yale, right? So, and if you write out the Synagogue of Satan, you get 223. And I've got a blog post where we'll go back over this here in a minute. But we're in 2023, so 223, 2023, right? So it kind of started out the year with, or ended the year, beginning of the year with the Pope in the headlines, him being killed. And it was a big ritual. And I've got a video up about this one, but we're going to concentrate on that 107 right now. So he died 107 days before his next birthday. So that's why before New Year's, or before New Year's Eve, I had said I expect the Pope to die because I had measured it already and I seen that New Year's Eve was before his was the 107-day mark, and I was like, well, that's probably the day they'll kill him off in the news, and sure enough, that's what they did. They did Barbara Walters the same way, except they killed her 141 days after The View came out. So The View's anniversary was August 11th. She died on December 30th, and Barbara Walters equals 141 in the base cipher, just A equals 1, B equals 2. So we also got the death of Gangster Boo, and she died at the age of 43 on New Year's Eve. And Gangster Boo is 38, Murder's 38. There's a reason they call it a 38 special because a lot of people, there's 38 is a big murder number, like murder, rapper, New Year's Eve killing. So they killed her, and her name equaled 38 on New Year's Eve, right? New Year's 38. There's a lot more to her ritual too. Like I said, I'm just going to hit the highlights, and I have videos up on all of these, so you can go back through my channel and watch them. Then on January 2nd, we got the headline of this guy dead at 38. We just talked about the 38 with Gangster Boo. Well, January 2nd, we're right back in the headlines. And this guy dies 285 days after his birthday, and they say it's acute heart failure. And acute heart failure is 285. And he's dead at age 38. Look, number of the beast, acute heart failure, both of them equals 174. There's those same death, RIP, killing, Lucifer, murder. Like, so then January 2nd, this was a big ritual that people keep talking about. And I went ahead and put it up here, even though it's not really a sacrifice, but it just because it's a big one. So here's your four base offers. You can see them here. So it was during the Bills versus Bengals game. Y'all know all about DeMar falling out, y'all. We're not going to go over it again. The score was 3-7 when he fell out. The big thing about his is this was on the 117th day of the NFL season. So we were 117 days into this NFL season, and we were also 117 days away from DeMar's draft date. And Buffalo Bills equals 117. So that was a big ritual all in itself. There's a video about that one too. So this girl was also in the headlines dead, Victoria Lee, and she died 223 days after her birthday. And they called her the prodigy, and she died 143 days before her next birthday. So, and then we got the headlines of Anita Pointer. She died, let's see, New Year's Day. She was a New Year's Day when January 1st. And she died at the age of 74. So we got Anita Pointer, 74. And then we got the news of this guy being arrested for killing his girlfriend on January 4th when Phil Baroni equals 104, just like the date he was arrested in the headlines. This guy gets in a snowmobile accident on January 2nd, dead. He's a rally car driver. See the headlines, January 2nd, snowmobile accident, snowmobile accident. Like, he died 43 days after his birthday, killing Lucifer Masonic. That's a number we see a lot. Then we got the death of Dustin Rhodes' mom dying January 4th, which was 268 days after his birthday when Dustin Patrick Reynolds equals 268. That's his birth name. And it was 268 days after his mom died. A sacrifice for a sacrifice. On January 5th, we got the judge from divorce court, and her husband's dead at the age of 72. Divorce court equals 72. Jesuit order equals 72. And this dude's dead 72 days after her birthday. So 72 days after her birthday, she's got famous for divorce court, and he's dead at 72. On January 6th, we got the Terminator guy, Errol Bowen, dead at 81. And of course, well, he died in a kind of different ritual, but if you look up this movie, it was 107 minutes long, and we know that's the ritual sacrifice number. So, of course, when they put him in the film, they knew exactly what they were going to do. You know, they were going to kill him. Look, he died 72 days after the Terminator come out, the anniversary of it coming out, and his name equals 72. 72 days later, name equals 72. Like, you can't deny these rituals, guys. So on January 6th, we got the death of the Teen Mom star. Well, she wasn't the star, she was the best friend to the star, and she got to play in a few roles. So, and then she got to die on January 6th, and you can see why, because Teen Mom is 106. This guy dies. Let's see, here we go. This is the Australian drag racer who died on January 7th, which we knew was going to be a big ritual sacrifice date. And he died in the headlines. The driver of this, I can't pronounce that, we're not going to try to, racing door slammer, blood sacrifice 257, and that's what he died in. These guys talking riddles, guys. They talking numbers. So on January 8th, we got the Exorcist. He was dead at age 86. We know that 86 is a big blood sacrifice, human sacrifice number. And of course, he died 107-day span after his 86th birthday. And ritual sacrifice is 107, same number. We're going to see it some more through here, though, so don't worry. So then we got the death of Gordy Harmon. This was on January 8th. He died at the age of 79, murder 79. He got famous for the song And the Beat Goes On. It equals 79. And it actually came out in 79. So you can see how they murdered him. Then we got the guy from Eight is Enough dead at the age of 54. and he died, let's see, 67 days after the film came out. Murder, Bloods, we already talked about that just now. 8 is enough. Look, there's that Skull and Bones number. That number we said this year was going to be full of death, and so far it has. Like, 8 is enough had 112 episodes, and the Brotherhood of Death, which is what Skull and Bones is known for, equals 1112, which is why Lisa Marie Presley died yesterday on 112, which we'll talk about that in a second. Another 107 here, guys. Look, now we got, this is Diamond. Y'all know Diamond, the one that rallied for Trump. She died 666 days before the election. Her name, 223, 79. We just talked about the 79 guy. Look, 223, skull and crossbones. We're just talking about these same patterns. It's the same numbers over and over, y'all. It's not hard. Like, I promise. And she died 107 days before she testified in Congress. So, what's that tell you? Congress asked her to come up there and testify, and then she dies 107 days later. Now that you see this 107 with all these other patterns, we'll see it again. Don't worry. It's coming up. So then we got the girl from 16 Candles died. And her name is Carol Cook, and it's equals 98. She's dead at 98. And she played Samantha Baker in 16 Candles, and she died 114 days after the film came out. Or before the film came out, sorry. And Samantha Baker equals 114. It's 114 days before 16 Candles came out. On 112, I put out a post and I said, I wonder who or what the disaster, death, or headline will be on January 12th. They ended up coming out with a big Biden ritual. They told everybody that they found classified documents in Biden's by his red Corvette, and they found them on 112 November 2nd, and then they released it in the headlines on 112 January 12th. Kind of like how they killed Evil Knievel's son today on 113, and they killed his dad on they killed his dad on 113, and they killed him on 113 January 13th, and his dad died November 30th, which you don't count zeros in numerology. So this guy here, being Masters, I told everybody to look out for a 112 headline, and sure enough, this was the first one that came up, and Passions equals 112. And he died 115 days from his birthday, and killing Masonic Lucifer 115. This guy right here died 107 days after his draft anniversary, or before his draft anniversary, one of the two. But he died 107 days after. Same thing. This guy, no, not that guy. Not that guy either. Not that guy either. There was another one that died 107 days. We got this guy too. His nickname was the Bionic Hand. Look, he's dead at age 67. We just talked about that. Now, he died on January 12th at the age of 67. Can y'all see it there? January 12th, depending on how you write the date. At the age of 67. They called him the Bionic Hand. We got him today. That one came out today. And then we got Mr. Robbie Knievel. And look, he died on January 13th. So the 13th of January, 13/1. He's dead at the age of 60. And guess what? He also died 115 days span after his birthday. We just went over that with the other guy. See, look, they killed his dad on November 30th. So it'd be 113, don't count the zero. And then they killed Robbie on 113, January 13th. These are sick Masonic cabal, whatever you want to call them. They're sick modern day sacrifices. And these are just some of the ones that I picked out from New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, or not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve to today. So we're talking about 13 days, and I only picked some of them. Guys, these patterns exist, and it's time to acknowledge it and stop participating in it. If we don't watch the Super Bowls and we don't go to the games and we don't buy the tickets and we don't participate in the stuff that they're doing, then what happens? You know? But I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos. Y'all have a good rest of your day.